Hello, good folk. Welcome to the 11th, not the 1 year anniversary, the 11th Two Chaps live sale, which includes Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, our friend in New Jersey and the Philadelphia, PA area, but he is. Look at that. Our friend in New Jersey and the Philadelphia, PA area. I can't even with myself. And okay, so we just some ground rules, and I'll bring Scott in a second. First of all, thank you for joining us an hour earlier than usual. We thought perhaps we could spend a little bit more time with the friends following the sale, and of course, it gives us time to go ahead and get started on invoicing, putting things away. Because just a very busy time. So we thought we would help everyone out as well, especially those on the East Coast. Also, be in live chat. Chat's going to go fast. So I think for the most part, this is offer ups. So if you like the item, bid, because you never know who's just, as Tammy and I call it, who's in the lurker lounge. You don't know who might snipe it. So if you like it, bid and scare everyone away with your bid. Without further ado, I will bring in Scott from the Lurker Lounge, and there he is. Hello, Scott.
Oh, I like further ado. You can never have enough ado, can you?
Ado.
Boop boop ado. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, David, for having me on your channel. It's nice to be back in Texas, and we're an hour early tonight.
Happy New Year.
And same to you.
So just some things. Scrolling on, if you want to know, if you take the time to bid, and thank you if you do. If you do win the purchase, below, scrolling on the bottom of the screen is how to send your information to Scott at oldcuriositysshop99@gmail.com.
Thank you.
And you can reach me at Vintage Uprising Texas at tx@gmail.com. That will scroll for the duration of the sale, regardless of who is showing their item. Karen, our friend in North Carolina, has been nice enough to provide the start and stops, and Scott and I will call who the winner is, and we'll both come to an agreement for that. We have 10, maybe a couple more items other than 10 for this sale. Scott and I try to bring you some things that are somewhat unusual, things we love. I think for me, the most part today, I have some things you're familiar with that you've seen on either my channel or Scott's channel. And we just thank you for being here. Scott, do you have anything?
Yes, I would just like to say that old bidders, new bidders, bidders, not bitters, bidders, everyone is welcome to just jump right in and participate. I will have to say, though, that if you are new to me this evening, if you win something and you've never actually won from me before, I am actually going to have to go ahead and require that you email me within 10-15 minutes. So like as soon as you get the notification that you won, just go into your inbox, only because during the last sale, I had maybe 2 folks I never heard from again. And, maybe they got the email mixed up or something like that. But they were new bidders and might have been having some trouble navigating this system. So if you're new, email me tonight. I've got my email open and I'll be checking to make sure we get connected. And that way I can get your invoices out to you tomorrow. Otherwise, if you have won from me before, I already have your information somewhere.
Scott, do you have your coffee, tea, or juice ready?
Yes, I do. I don't have it in my...
Okay, well, I was going to say cheers.
Yes, we were.
I have coffee, and I also have, I told Scott earlier, in my Manhattan tumbler, I have a little bit of margarita in case I get parched.
All right.
Just fair warning, Scott and I like to move pretty quick through the items. So if you like it, and if you're interested and you want it, bid on it, because we're going to count down pretty quick.
It's kind of the way.
I don't think we spend more than 2 hours on the show with a brief intermission after the first hour. So I'll be watching the clock on that. We're 5 minutes in.
Okay.
I know some people are new to this channel, so they're coming in, and hopefully they're catching everyone on time. If you see me look over here, I have the YouTube screen. This is live what I'm looking at ahead, and then I have what little lag there is to my left. Maybe you're right. So we'll see how it goes. And since Scott is my guest tonight, I will let him go first. And I will
Thank you.
go away.
Thanks, David. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay, let me adjust that a little bit. I'm going to start off. All of the items that I have this evening are offer ups, and so I'll tell you where they begin, and we'll see if anyone is interested in the items. And tonight we start off with 4 Sierra ware glass mugs. Oh, how many of your grandparents had these down in the basement in the 1950s or 60s? $16 is where we start. $16 for the 4 of them. They're 5 inches tall and in really good condition. Now, what I like about these is, and I have nothing against the Alamo, but I'm glad they don't say remember the Alamo. And I'm also glad it doesn't say the 100th anniversary of the Boise, Idaho volunteer firehouse. You get the idea. There's nothing printed on these. And a lot of times these were souvenirs. So in this case, we don't have anything except the pretty glass, and it's fired on. The handles are made of wood. You're probably familiar with these. It's quite a bit made in siesta ware. Terry Trahan has a bid of 18, and Poet Vic is at 20. So all 4 of them, they say Sierra ware on the bottoms of them, which need a good, which I rinsed these out, but I didn't scrub. There are no chips or cracks. The handles are all connected with the original screws. And when I saw these, it just reminded me of one set of grandparents who did like to play cards, pinochle, on the back porch. And there was a little bar set up there. That was the non-teetotaling side of the family. They had stuff like this out there on that back porch. So I'll count them down. Our high bid, I'm not sure where it is. I welcome
24 on the screen.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you. 24 is the high bid, and we'll count them down, and here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And remember, when you see something you like, it's not like eBay. You got to place that bid. If you wait while you're counting during the countdown, you might miss out. And we don't want you to miss out. I love those things.
Okay, Terry, we're not going to let you outbid yourself. I don't know how Scott feels about that. Terry had 24, then 34.
Terry gets them at 24. Terry, thank you. That was 24. Terry, thank you. Thanks, David.
Thank you, Terry.
Okay. And so, am I supposed to do 2?
No.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and do my first item.
Make me small. There you go. Or hide
there
me.
There we go.
Yes, hide me.
I'm also keeping notes for you as well, so if you don't mind. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Well, thank you. I don't.
Just in case, you never know. You may ask me, hey, who got what? And I'll have it.
Thank you.
First of all, I'm going to have a Manhattan sugar and cream. This is starting at $10 for the pair. Now I have my set, so when I find them, I pass them along. I love this pattern. Just this is very hardy glass. The ridges, if you're familiar with these, just they jut out a little bit. The creamer is in excellent shape. A few bubbles in there from the pressing. No issue on the lip here. No issue on the ring handle. It's in good shape. The sugar, well, the sugar had to have been more popular than the creamer. There are, like I said, these probably get banged around a lot. The pair I have that I keep have issues on the edges. This was no different. On this side, on the top ridge, you'll feel a little roughness here. And then on the 1, 2, third ring, a little flea bite under the ridge. Other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Ring handles are good. Just a handsome pattern. I just love it. A lot of people pair these up with the Park Avenue. If you can find them, they just complement each other so well. Hawking knew what they were doing with this pattern. It's just has stood the test of time. I drink out of the tumbler, which I love, love, love. And I just can't say no when I see this because I love to share them.
I know.
And I forgot who picked up the relish tray set in time for the holidays with the ruby red inserts, but they got that for a steal. It's hard to find those middle inserts for those.
Yeah, that was a good buy. About 60, 65 bucks. If I remember, they did well.
Yeah, 5 inserts, the tray 6, and the center insert, so 7 pieces.
Right.
Okay, so I will count this down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right.
I love those.
And
Karen's going to have the stop. And I see M. Rodriguez first at 15 before Mo, before the stop. And I think that's right. 15 before Mo. Yep. Okay, M. Rodriguez, thank you very much.
sorry, I also am.
Oh, sorry.
What's wrong? I'm also looking at 2 different screens. So if when David brings me back from the green room, if I'm looking in a very strange spot, it's probably because I'm trying to read another screen. Okay, I've got a Firestone
Cool
rubber tire ashtray. I love this thing. We're going to go with $8. The condition is excellent. Now, they must have given this away when you got 4 new tires. I mean, I can't imagine. It's actually made out of rubber, and the glass ashtray just pops right out of there. There's no damage on the ashtray at all. It's just plain old glass. It's kind of small. And then let me push it back in there. It measures, about 5 inches across. It's about as big as the width of your hand or my hand. Oh gosh, that was almost a tragedy. That almost hit the floor. It says, I will hold it still for you. Believe me, it says Firestone. Look, he's holding it still. He's holding it still. Hi-ho, the Dario. And then if we spin it around, it says made in the USA. It's a pretty thick tire. And then it says gum something. Gum dipped. What? See? So It's a pretty thick tire, and it's made by Firestone, and it's an ashtray. The high bid right now is $13, and we're not going to wait too long. We're going to go ahead and count it down. I'll give you another couple seconds if you're interested in it. The rubber is very supple, and it will pop right out of there. Does anybody remember your father getting one of these? Your mother could have gone out and gotten new tires, but I'm thinking about traditional rolls, how they did back in the 50s and 40s and 60s, that kind of thing. It was probably the father who went and got the new tires, but mother could have just as easily. Anybody remember this?
Yep, Sandra Garcia at 18.
What's the
I've seen those, believe it or not, as hard as that rubber is, I've seen where they've left a cigar on the edge and it's burned on the rubber.
Yeah. It's pretty.
Like,
listen,
how do you miss the glass?
how do you miss the, oh, yeah. You can hear the rubber is pretty squishy. Listen. Right?
Sounds like my bathing suit.
Dry rot doesn't sound like that. That's a little too. Is that what it sounds like when you get in and out of your bathing suit, David? Oh.
Yeah, the latex bathing suit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if the price on this has just gone up or down, but we're going to count it down. And I think we're at $23 with Sandra Garcia. That looks like it might be the high bid. And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's the size of the spare tires these days. Yeah, I suppose it is.
Ron Bryan said the max PSI for that tire is 2 packs per day. There's our stop. And it looks like Sandra Garcia at $23.
Thank you, everyone who placed a bid. And thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Thumbs up for David and Tammy.
Hit that thumbs up button.
I hit it.
Ooh, I cannot believe I found this at Round Top of all places. This is going to start at $16. We love these Art Deco frames. I'm going to have to tilt it a little bit so you don't get the glare of the laptop screen.
Ooh.
So this is starting at 16. The metal corners are here. No issues with the back painted glass. See the nice deco design on the bottom corner. I left the original picture that it came with in there. I do not know if they wrote on the back. I didn't check that out. Just gorgeous, pristine frame. Like I said, no issues. This corner has a little oxidation there. That's going to happen. And a little bit on this top corner. But the glass is in great. The glass is the money shot. I'll tilt it this way so you can see what's going on there. The frame itself is a 6x5 from edge to edge. There's the old ring light. I tried not to do that. Kind of hard with this type of glass and frame.
Right. Not easy.
6x5. The backing is in great shape. This isn't torn, taped up, or repaired. And just a nice picture. Where is she now? Just a beautiful portrait. And I don't know if there's any bids, but I will count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. These items are getting harder and harder to come by.
You can say that again. Because deco frames like that are knocking on the door of every bit of 90 years old. and they're not always that stable with the paint on the back. It's nice.
Okay, I have elderly poodle at 29 before the stop. Thank you, poodle. Yeah, it's getting tough, Scott. It's getting tough. We may have to start buying from customers.
I tell you, I'm out there every day beating the streets to find this, and you're right. And I people are always amazed what I can find here, and I do show you, and I'm fortunate that I find amazing things in this area, but there's a lot of dead ends. There's a lot of driving around, and you come home with nothing. But then sometimes you do very well. Now I hear that echo again.
Uh-oh.
Or something. Maybe it's Tammy. Is she out there?
No, Tammy is actually
singing in the kitchen. Well,
go ahead.
I have a pink compote. Now it's that pink that looks like peach, and it's that peach that looks like pink. Some of you are going to say it looks like rose to me. Well, remember, ring lights change the color, and the settings on your screen changes the color. So we'll agree to say it's peachy pinky. And anyway, pink you stink. $15 is where we start. $15. It is 6 inches tall. The size of the bowl, which is this, is 7 inches. And it's a beautiful piece, what I often refer to as department store glass rather than dime store glass. This was a fire polished piece. It's smooth all over. You know, you don't get any rough seams, Indiana glass. Hey, but that's because this wasn't manufactured to be given away for free, right? Or in a box of cereal. You went into a Neiman Marcus in Houston or Dallas, I think. You went into John Wanamaker's in Philadelphia or Marshall Field's in Chicago. You went into nice gift shops and bought pretty glass like this or ordered it through catalogs. So Cambridge Fostoria, one of the big ones, and it has no damage on it at all. It's nice and crystal clear. And think ahead to springtime, except for my fingerprints that are now on it. If there are no questions, we will count it down. And I think the high bid right now looks like it might be 21. Yeah, I do appreciate you putting that on the screen for me. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the peachy pinky footed compote. Into which you could place any.
And it looks like Margaret Howell will get that at 24.
Thank you, Margaret Howell, and everyone else who placed bids. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We have 277 folks here who have come to join us tonight, David, and I'm so glad you're here. Give David and Tammy's channel a thumbs up if you will. That is much appreciated, and make sure you're subscribed. We don't want to.
Okay.
Let me go put this. Once David takes me off, I'll get up and put this over here, just in case I didn't tuck my shirt tail in. Oh, good. I'm green. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so Scott and I run into these small glass risers. Some are large. We try to hold on to them because, like everything else, they're getting hard to find. But I'm trying to make some room. So I'm starting this black Fenton riser for a If you have a Fenton bowl that you don't have the riser for a console bowl, this is starting at $15. Sorry, Karen. This is starting at 15. Now the smaller one measures at 3.5 inches, and I believe. Let me make sure that's the bowl width. Okay, it's going to be 3 inches to fit the bowl, and then it's 3.5 at the widest point with the feet. But it's gonna the insert for the bowl to fit, the bottom of the bowl is gonna have to be 3 inches or less. You want these a little snug. You don't have to go matchy on it, but these look great under green, blue, maybe some ruby, but maybe a jade color. These really make the item pop. And they're getting hard to find. Every now and then, when I'm with Scott, he'll zig and I'll zag, and I may find these before he finds it. And then I get that look from him like, you know what you did. But never fear. I have potentially, I know I'm selling 2 tonight. This is the smallest one. This one's Fenton. Fenton. There goes my Texas. It's Fenton. It's Fenton. And I will count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, everyone that's in here and bidding. Scott and I really appreciate that.
Okay.
And it looks like.
Is it Poodle at 26?
Poodle at 26. January came in just after the stop.
Just after the stop.
Missed it by this much.
Well, you know, Jan Marie, there will always be more. And if David would be kind enough and allow me so to do, I will now show you. I'm not selling it. I'm not teasing you, but I want you to see how. Now that came from a estate sale just 2 days ago, and it was in a display cabinet with this beautiful enameled 1920s bowl. Now on its own, okay, but when you stick this Depression era glass on top of the black pedestals, look how it just takes off and becomes even doubly elegant. So you look for these, you hear, when you're out there in those estate sales and thrift shops, you'll find them and buy every one that you
And
get.
I've seen them labeled as small bowl, black ashtray. Yeah, I mean, if you know, that's great. But and I always let them know, hey, don't sell yourself short. I like educating them on what it is.
They're wonderful.
And it's fun to share. I mean, we can't keep it all, and I love like just learning and then telling people what they have, of course, after I bought it.
Well, and people start new collections that way, which is a wonderful thing to do. So I've got 2 heavy bookends, heavy metal bookends, 2 elephants here. The bidding, I should say the asking price to start is $25. They are 6 inches tall in excellent condition. $25 is the start, 6 inches tall. I'll show them to you very closely. They are good and heavy, and I believe that these were probably made sometime in the 1960s or 70s. Some of the old molds were old and reused, and some of the molds were new. So they are heavy cast metal bookends with red felt on the bottom. They are unmarked. So I don't know if these were made by the Philadelphia Manufacturing Company, which moved to Florida and then kept its name, Philadelphia Manufacturing Company. They made a ton of bookends, and they continued making bookends even when some of the other companies had stopped. So I can't really tell you who the manufacturer is. They haven't been dropped and they haven't been dented. And the patina on them is original and in really nice condition. So they're 6 inches tall. They are very heavy. Do we have any elephant collectors tonight? Let me get them back up here where you can see both of them. side by side and head on. That's the top of their trunks. And you can't really see the felt on the bottom. We don't have any opening bids. I'm going to give you about 5 more seconds to see if we have any interest. We do have a bid now. Margaret Howe has come in at $25. Thanks, Margaret. So I will let you guys go ahead and take a look at them one more time. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Cannot argue with that. Well, they're getting heavy. I could throw my little hand weights and just, when I do this, when I go walking, power walking.
Funny you say that. I signed up for the gym. My membership expired. I signed up. The free gym at the hospital.
Congratulations, David.
It's workout time.
10. We'll count them down. 10. The high bid is 28. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I love the patina. 5, 4. Didn't Alicia Gibbs sing that? 3, 2, 1. No, she sang I Love the Nightlife. Is that right? Things come back to you when they shouldn't.
We have Herminia Gonzalez. That might be Minnie Gonzalez at $32 before the stop.
I believe that is Minnie. It's Minnie. Thank you, Minnie. Who sang I Love the Nightlife? I love the nightlife. I
like the nightlife. I like to boogie.
Wasn't that Alicia Gibbs? Ignore me.
It's okay. We're speeding right along. That's Scott's 4th item. So
let's go right.
We're moving quick. We're only 32 minutes, really less than that because we started 5 after.
Well, that's how they do it at a real auction. They hold something up, and if they don't get any bids, they
Alicia Bridges. Is that who it was?
Who?
Alicia Bridges who sang that?
It wasn't Donna Summer. Alicia Bridges.
Oh, Donna Summer. Oh.
Did she sing I Love? I think it was Alicia Bridges who sang I Love the Nightlife. Go ahead. Continue. Okay.
So I have the next item is going to be choice. So you can get one, you can get 2, or someone else can get it. This is going to start at $12. And what is it? I love these cedar boxes from Lane. Ooh. I'm not sure if these were giveaways or just for keepsakes. Scott, do you know?
Sometimes when you bought a big cedar chest, you would be given one.
Yeah. Well, I have 2.
Stationary sometimes.
Of course, they're not identical because the grain of the wood, you get different pieces of wood. But I love these. Like I always say, you can keep jewelry in there, your entire set of cufflinks. You can put one of your Barbies that you bought from Scott in here. Fill this up with promises you don't intend to keep. The hinges are good. Here's the other one. One has no felt or anything on the bottom. Someone on here, it must have been a really nice piece of furniture, of their Lane furniture, but they put little felt pads here so that wouldn't scratch anything out. I do not have the keys for these, but I just love these boxes. And of course, if you sand the inside just a little bit, you'll get that cedar smell back. That real good smell of cedar. Pandora's box, yes. We have 316 watching. Yeah, these smell great. Just if you have cedar blocks and you're like, I don't smell that anymore. You're not getting used to the smell. You just need to get some sandpaper, just sand it just a little bit, and that will take care of that. So I have 2 boxes. These are choice. You can get one or both. It's up to you. You'll just pay double the money if you want both. And I will count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Catlaw says she hates that smell. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See what I did there? We'll wait for Karen to stop. There's a stop. It looks like Evelyn Hill Enriquez won that bid. Evelyn, do you want both for 13? You want both at 13 or just one of them? Let me know.
Let me know. Let me go. Let me go.
Both at 13 each. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Let me go, lover. Oh, wait a minute. Is that cracked? Gosh, by gum, by golly. Sorry. Oh, it's my turn. Hey, I am excited to bring you this. This is and it's going to be tricky to get it to where it's not blinding you, so I'll do the best I can. I have got an antique cast metal picture frame with blue enamel paintwork. This is probably goes back to 1900, thereabouts. And it starts out at $29. I'll hold it up so you can see it. $29. It will take a picture that is a 7 by 10. And of course you can have mats made. $29 is where we start. Let me bring this beautiful thing in. Take a look at the detail on this frame. It is cast. I did not take a magnet to it to try to figure out what it was. It's probably brass, and it was heavily gilded at one time. We see a little bit of the gilding, a little bit of the traces of the gilding that's left. I guess, David, would we call this a Rococo design? Would you say that? It's looking a little on the Rococo side?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the detail. It is gorgeous.
It is.
It's way old. Yes, KP.
Oh, I listen. As I was saying the other day, people always look for marks, and if some, like brass picture frames, we know stuff like this is being made in India now. When you put an antique like this next to something new, it doesn't compare. Now, as I said in one of my videos, we'll turn it around to the back just in case anybody is wondering. Well, how do you know that it's not new? Because age has a way of sitting on a piece. Also, look at the way the glass is held in place. Do you see that?
Gorgeous. Yep.
New frames are not manufactured.
And it's not a Phillips screwdriver as well.
No. And new frames are not manufactured like that. So we have one. There's this other corner. 1, 2. Now they are missing from the middle, but both of them are at the bottom. So 4 of the original little pieces of wire that are bent in there that hold that on. The easel back has had a repair done on it, which doesn't really affect it at all because it stands up just beautifully as it should. And there are no foundry marks on it. There's just a stamp in here. Although, I don't know, you might study it and find something. I looked all over to see if it were a Jennings brother or Aronson Metalworks. Couldn't see anything except for that number stamped in the back, which I know is blurry on my camera. I don't know if we have any opening. I guess we have a bid.
Yeah, the highest bid currently is $65.
So again, it measures 10 by 7. I didn't even clean it. Now, deep inside of those crevices, you see some old blue enamel paint. That would probably come up a little bit more if I didn't even run it under the faucet to get the dust out of it. No, but that's up to the new owner. I would leave it just like it is because I think it's beautiful. I don't see anything that's broken off of the corners. And I was thrilled when I found this frame, this wonderful old American-made frame, and it will stand up on the back of your piano or toilet seat or wherever you'd like to put your loved one next to your bed. We'll count it down if there are no questions. I think the high bid is 65. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the late Victorian or Edwardian picture frame, but I have no doubt that it predates 1920, so it's easily over 100 years old. And sweet and heavy. Sweet and heavy.
Lola May at 95.
Let me get my Lola Mays right. I have a Lola May and I have a Loli May. Loli May. Thank you, Lola. Let's double check. Lolamee. There it is. And it's at 95, the frame. Lolamay or MAE. Yes. Okay, I've got you. Lola May, thank you. And thank you everyone who placed bids. I appreciate that. I will keep looking for quality stuff like that. That's such a nice frame.
And shout out to KP and Karen that are keeping everyone, like, letting us know how to contact us. Thank you. Where to find our channels, the links. Karen with the starts and stops. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you indeed.
Gorgeous frame. Next, I have the largest of the three. This is starting at $24. This is the largest of the three fern bowls made by Ellie Smith. These were not reproduced. These have the Greek key pattern on the inside. This is well loved. It has the water stain on the inside, ready for your fern or your favorite growing plant. Like I said, this is the largest of the three. This one measures 5.5 inches tall. If you're familiar with the 3-footed ivy vase for Ellie Smith, it came in 3 sizes. So you had the 3.5, 4.5, and the 5.5. The clear frogs, the glass frogs, were optional. I was looking all over for a frog. I thought I had one to fit this. I don't. The ones I have are smaller. But if you find the flat clear glass frogs, those look great with these if you're going to do an arrangement. But this is ready for a nice ivy. That'd be great. These are, of course, molded. Now, these were not... Ellie Smith had the tendency in the late 50s to early 60s of reintroducing some of these patterns because they got popular again. But this pattern in the 3 sizes were not reproduced. These are 34 to 37. 1934 to 1937.
George has the high bid at 31.
Thank you, George.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to highlight the way David is because I don't. It's his StreamYard, so I can't put those on there. I'd like to.
I can if I'm keeping up because I'm just talking away. Thank you, George. Inside, good. And you can, if you get it to the light, you can see the dark. It looks purple with bright light, but of course it's going to show black. And I have another piece of Ellie Smith here that it's older because you can almost see right through the thing, but it's a thinner base. But these ivy bowls are great. I have one of these in my office area. It's the smaller, it's the smallest one, 3.5. This is a large 5.5. And I will count it down. 10. And there's there's some consistency with just wear on the bottom. You know, we talk about that wear all the time, Scott, where these old pieces begin to wear down here. And you can tell usually by the age of that. But it's got tiny, barely any little bitty bites on the inside. I think this used to have a frog, but no chips or cracks or anything on the outside. Like I said, this is ready for your to plant. And I'll count it down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll wait for the stop. Jean Marie's at 37. Thank you. And Karen has to stop, so she's helping us out there. And I have George at 38. Thank you, George.
Yes, I see George.
Thank you, everyone that was bidding for that. That particular mold, not reproduced. So they only made it for 3 years and 3 sizes. So that's an excellent buy. Get it when you see them.
Get it when you see it. And I got it when I saw it. And I got detached retina when I saw it. I said, ooh. Now look, before I tell you what the opening bid is, let me tell you the damage so that you don't place a bid before you know that there is some damage. One of the inkwells has a chip and a little crack near the top. I'll show it to you. And one of the antlers is slightly bent. You can leave it that way or fiddle with it yourself. I'll show it to you. But now I'll tell you that it is an antique. I'm not an inkwell expert, but this easily dates to the late Victorian era, sometime around the 1880s, 90s, into the turn of the century. So who knows? $35 is where we start. $35, and now I'll stand up so you can see it better and not have to look at my face. It's an inkwell, a double inkwell for a desk, and it's made out of cast metal. I didn't say iron because I don't know what kind of metal it is, perfectly honest with you. And we have 2 removable, which I am certain are the original inkwells. We have the original lids on both of them. So let me show you a little more about the inkwells in detail. We'll lift this one out and set it down. We'll lift this one out and set it down. And I'll turn it upside down and let you see this part first. I'll let you see the bottom. It was gilded at one time, as these things normally were. And once again, I couldn't find any foundry mark or maker's mark on the bottom. Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. I don't believe anything is missing from it. If we turn it, you can see that this antler has been pushed down just a little bit, so it's a little bit lower than the other one. Now, this is not made of spelter. I don't believe that that would break off if you tried to bend it, but you know what? Leave it alone. It's not that bad. It's just a slight little bend. And I think possibly up here is where you could place, pens across his antlers. Can't you see that, David?
That's the pen rack.
Just rest pens here.
Yep.
So there's the base. What is he? Is that called a stag or just a deer? I don't know about these things.
I'm not sure.
Well, I don't either. So let me now show you the 2 inkwells. This is the one that is in perfect condition. Look at it. Well, I shouldn't say perfect condition. Almost nothing is perfect. There are a few flea bites around the inside. I think there's a flea bite on one of these corners, but it's not threaded and it's not hinged. It is amazing that these have just been sitting on there. And I totally believe this to be original. It fits, they match. The lids just sit on top like that. They're not threaded. And they never did have any hinge. They simply sat there. I don't know that I've seen too many of them where it all sort of still has hung out together. You can imagine what it looked like when it was gilded. And then this one was dropped, and there's a little whack out of that corner. And you can see where there's some chipping at the top.
Mm-hmm.
and there's like a windshield crack in there. You see that?
Yeah.
So somebody got mad and threw this at somebody, or it fell off.
No, those just someone that just wasn't careful and it just drops. But that's gorgeous nonetheless.
Oh,
And I didn't scroll up to see who made the comment, but they're absolutely correct. The deep well is for the black or blue ink, and the shallow well is for the lesser used red ink.
Got it. So
Usually a colored ink.
So there's
the deep ones, of course, you usually have your black, black, or blue.
Here.
I have several inkwells that I use in rotation, so
I see.
That's typical.
Well, I've been running my lips, and I don't know if we have any bids or not.
We're at 75 right now. It's on the screen.
Okay, Gail. Thank you, David. Thanks. I see it now, Gail. Okay, great. So it's nice to know that the 2 inkwells. Are you in agreement with me, David? I don't believe that anything on this has been altered other than it's lost its gilding over the years.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't, without any marks or anything, but I have an inkwell it's missing a cap, and you know, with it does have a foundry mark, but some of these are just works of art. They just come out. Very few are produced.
Oh, I can see it. I can see it on like Teddy Roosevelt's big old mahogany or oak desk, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll count it down. You're not going to be disappointed, whoever the winner is. It really is. Wait till you see it in person. 10?
I'm a little jealous, actually, but go ahead.
I'm jealous, too, because I don't want to get rid of it. That didn't make sense, but hey, I'm in the business. I can't keep it all. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. That is it. Okay. Ooh.
Jeremy Robbins in at 95 on the screen before the stop. So it went from 75 to 82 to 95, just like that. And that's how it goes, folks. If you want it, you got to bid and get in it, because some of these items are extremely unique or very old,
Jeremy,
or just hard to find.
Thank you, everyone who placed bids. And Jeremy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks, everyone. Hey, David, we have just sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. We're doing well, and it ain't even intermission time yet. Let's keep the ball going.
Yeah, we are almost at intermission. I'm making my notes for you. Just in case.
Okay, and then and it's now time for you to sell your 6th item, I think. Number 6.
And I was wondering about the one horn you said was kind of off center. You don't feel that those twist at all, right? Is that a solid piece of the horn, like we're on the base?
Yeah.
I wouldn't try too hard.
Yeah, they're not, it's not a separate, they're not added on as a separate cast.
Okay.
This got knocked over. Somebody that's bent. Yeah. So there's no twisty. Yeah. Yeah. It's all part of the mold. So I just decided.
Yeah, good. Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me enough to try to bend it, but someone could, under supervision. It's not Spelter, so that's good. If it were Spelter, it wouldn't even survive if this were Spelter.
Right. Okay, my last item before our intermission.
Okay.
I didn't measure it. I should measure it really quick. Is a nice old oil on canvas that I found buried in someone's garage at an estate sale, and it's 8.5 by 11 canvas. I have this burl wood easel that I love, love, love. That's not for sale. But here's the painting. It's a cellist.
Oh, I love that.
This is starting at $24. Now, this was roughly placed, the artist that did this or found it, but look at the canvas as I turn it. Look at all the nails that have been put in this thing, and look at the age of the canvas. But they placed it, they reversed an old, I'll take it out of the easel so you can see it. They placed it on a frame. They reversed the frame because you can see where they nailed this canvas in to save this gorgeous oil on canvas on the frame. So it's kind of wonky. It should be reframed. I just like the character of not having it framed.
You
And
are
I'll get
being
close. You can see the age of the oil. This
you're
was
being
probably done in the 50s.
I'm sorry, David. They're asking you if it's signed.
It is not signed.
I love that old
I
frame.
looked everywhere for a signature. It's not signed. And I didn't dare take it off this frame.
No.
I think it could have been someone's dad or uncle. I don't know.
It had.
Do you have a painting similar to this?
I do.
That's family of a musician, correct?
I have. My grandfather played the violin. I have his violin down in the basement. I'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah.
That's really nice, David.
I'm going to tilt it so the glare isn't as bad on here. I love the detail of the curtains. There's slight gatoring that's happening around his lapels on his jacket or suit. And it's just a really well done unsigned piece of oil on canvas. And like I said, it's very old canvas. I mean, look at it. And of course, yeah, I mean, it was in someone's girl. And something I think you'd like, Scott. Look at the detail of the chair. Oops. What happened?
I don't know.
Look at the green upholstery.
Oh yeah.
I just love all the detail. I don't know if there's any bids. I haven't been paying attention. I'm trying to keep the glare off this thing.
Yes,
but I will count it down just in case. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like I said, you get the painting, not the burl wood easel. That's my easel.
Yeah, you have.
I didn't see if there was a bid.
There is, David. You have a winner. There is. There sure enough is. And I think it might be Poodle. And I think she outbid herself. Let me back up. It might be Poodle.
Yeah, she was the only bid at 28. So we will.
Yep.
That's fine. 28 for the painting. Thank you very much, Poodle. You're gonna love it when you see it in person. The screen here does not do it justice. You're gonna see all the character. The ring light does something with the painting.
Yeah.
The maroon, the black, the wood, the way it's painted, it just pops. Thank you for that. And with that, we are at intermission at 7:58, 2 minutes early.
Fantastic.
Or are we 3 minutes late?
Hey, I think we're doing okay either way. So it's 5-minute intermission. I don't have to get up and go to the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm finishing up the caffeine here. And for the second half, I have a little margarita mix.
It looks very lemony.
Scott and I mentioned earlier that we may have more than 10 items. My last item will be, I'm going to let our friends who are watching and bidding decide on what they want me to bring to them. If you want both, fine. If you want one or the other, that's fine too. Because we're just getting back in the swing of things after the holidays. I hope everyone got to visit with family or just share memories or just get to visit or just rest and relax. It's just that time of year.
I know, and there's always sort of this, like, each day that you move away from Christmas, each day that Christmas becomes farther removed, it's like, no, I don't want to lose it. Like, you want the decorations to stay up, you want people to be cheerful, you want the music and all of that stuff, and it's, I guess the trick is to try to keep that going, you know, as day by day you move into gray, dark, icy, snowy January. Oh, I've got my snow and ice extravaganza coming up. Now, are you doing another live sale on Wednesday night? You didn't have one last week.
Actually, tomorrow afternoon, I will be with Tammy on our channel at 2 p.m. Central. She and Martha, a Vintage Conversation, had a regular thing at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. I'm kind of filling in for Martha and helping Tammy out. So we'll be on live tomorrow at 2 p.m. And usually it's some items that we normally don't see, or things that people may have passed on before that Tammy kind of brings back after a couple of years. Mostly all vintage. And then Wednesday, of course, we're back on our Vintage Uprights in Texas, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central, with all of our friends. Yeah, we took a long rest. We visited with Tammy's grandmother, who's 103. You know that, twice over the holidays, Thanksgiving, and then back over the Christmas weekend, long weekend, and then we went back this past weekend because I don't know if a lot of you know, I umpire high school softball and for one college, Sam Houston University. So I help with that, like when they're off season stuff. So the state meeting for that was in Abilene. Go figure. So Tammy got to see her grandmother again. So
that's because I know I saw from a couple of the videos that her grandmother wasn't feeling well. So I hope she's feeling better than she was.
Yeah, she's feeling much better.
I just want to address a couple of questions. Now I hear that echo again.
Uh-oh.
Do you hear it, you guys? I hear it. Oh, I hear it. I forget what I was. Sorry, everybody. It is intermission. What was I trying to say to you? Oh, to answer questions. Somebody said, "Do you have any jewelry?" I do not have any jewelry to sell tonight. Somebody asked me, "Where's all the Barbie stuff?" All the Barbie stuff is all over the place. All over the place. I look like I'm the father of 5 teenage girls. And if I get up in the middle of the night and step on a Barbie earring, I'll show you one when it's over with. The pins on the back are like...
That was a great buy on the Barbie. Lots and lots and lots. And so you're right, it's so popular right now. Barbie this, Barbie that. And I think they cleaned up during the Golden Globes. I think they had a lot of nominations and wins. I didn't get to watch it.
Well, I literally, well, I shouldn't say literally because I didn't count. I easily have over 1,000 garments. There's probably 2,000 garments in all of those bags. And the idea of trying to spread all of that out and start matching things, it's not like I have just a little bag with 20 pieces of clothing in it. It's literally probably 2,000 pieces of clothing. So it just depends on how deeply a person wants to dive into it. And I talked about a little bit about that on my channel, so we'll keep it going, but I'm not selling any of that here tonight.
No, not tonight. Yeah,
No.
look out for his shorts and short videos and any posts he has on YouTube, and also check out the eBay store under the same name, Old Curiosity Shop on eBay.
Yeah, it's
And someone might be able to post a link in here. And I think that's all for intermission. And we went through 6 items already, so we'll start on the 7th item, and we'll get it going. So I hope everyone's back. We'll let Scott get going on the. Hopefully the echo goes away.
okay. It's gone now. And so, how about this Hazel Atlas ice bucket? This is the large one. They came in 2 sizes. We're going to start at $18 on it. It's in really good condition. It's Art Deco from the 1930s. This is the larger of the 2 sizes. I found the second one at a estate sale and decided that I would try to sell the large one. And so the glass is made by the Hazel Atlas Glass Company. This is 7.5 inches. This is 11 inches tall by 7.5. The mixing bowl is a 7.5 mixing bowl. And as I've said before, I love how crafty. This was the depression. Hazel Atlas wasn't going to come up with a new mold for the insert to their ice bucket. Why bother? Use their standard Ritz Blue mixing bowl. This mixing bowl is the 7.5. The smaller ice bucket takes the next size down mixing bowl, and they didn't make one larger than that. So it's not a marriage. That's the way it was manufactured. And of course, you'd hang your ice tongs from here, and I've never seen original ice tongs. They're always missing in my experience. But the chrome was made by another company, and I never remember whether it's Chase or Keystone or something, but probably made in Brooklyn. And the late 1930s, typical of the modern style.
So that wasn't Farber Brothers? That wasn't Farber Brothers?
I don't remember whether it was Chase or Farber Brothers.
Okay.
Sometimes they're marked and sometimes they aren't, and I don't see anything on it. So
Chase typically did not mark. Farber Brothers usually always did, but it might be Chase.
I often find the Chase symbol of the little man on the horse with the arrow, whatever that thing is called. I don't remember that right now. Centaur. So anyway, but there it is in that condition. I don't see any bids on it, and so we're going to give you about 5 more seconds on that. We might not have any deco folk here tonight. $18. Did we get a bid? We did not, and so we're going to move on, and we'll go back to David now. Thank you. David
of the Hill people. Okay, painting's done. Let me move on. Okay, my next piece of L.E. Smith is what's called the ear vase. It's the ear vase. Now this has.
I'll bring it back, Ron.
Starting at $15. Oh, you do have a bid.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
Bring it back. You keep going, David. Ron, I'll bring it back. Just hold tight for
okay.
me.
Ron, we won't forget you.
I'll bring it back.
So everyone remember Ron Bryan at 18. We'll bring it back. L.E. Smith, the ear vase, started in the 30s. These were reproduced later on in the late 50s, early 60s. But mainly the fun thing is that when you see these stripes, typically this was the silver etchings were done in the 30s. So this is the ear vase. It's got some silver here on the rim, 3 bands here. Of course, they begin to wear with time, depending on if the owner or a new owner started scrubbing this thing and then realized, oops. But these were molded. If you can see some of the reflection.
What's the price, David?
You can see that little purple in there. These look great with a nice ivy growing out as well. And then if you have these on a windowsill, the David, sunlight just breaks through.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the start.
Oh, the start was, I did mention it. It was $15.
Okay, Karen and
$15 start.
Asking. Okay, 15.
15, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, the 3 bands, silver on the top, the ear handles here, what they call the ear handles. And these measure 6.5 inches tall. And I didn't get the width. And we're looking at 3 3 3/4 wide, almost 4 inches wide at the widest point of the bell here on the vase. Hard not to see the reflection on the screen because how shiny and nice this dark black glass is. It's like a deep amethyst. Sorry about not having the bid earlier. I thought I did mention it. This is going to be, I'll count it down. I'm sorry. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you all for bidding. I think we have 315 currently watching now. That's great. There's a stop. Sleeping Bee. I'll write you down for that. And just send me your information at the email scrolling below, Vintage Uprising Texas TX at gmail.com. And we'll go to Scott.
Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this up. We didn't count it down because there weren't. So we're going to go ahead and say 19. I think Pam and Ron. I think Ron came in at 18 and Pam came in at 19. We'll keep it up here for a few more seconds. Anyone else who might be interested? This is the late 1930s Hazel Atlas Ritz Blue glass insert on their Art Deco ice bucket. So get your own tongs and you'll be all set. You'll be all set. So I can see the bids now, and we'll go ahead and since we already talked about it, everybody take a look there and we'll go ahead and count this down. The high bid now, I think, is, let me fix my eyeballs. Sometimes I have to blink to refocus. Is it 30? Bonita
it's 30
Tail?
now.
Okay. Oh gosh, I'm sorry that it keeps making that ring. Well, 10, you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You could even hang your bananas from that. Wouldn't that be silly on the kitchen counter with bananas hanging from that? Ooh.
Okay. Ron came in with 33.75.
Yes, you did. I'll tell you, Ron. We will just round it down to 33, right? How does that sound okay?
Just beat out Bonita Taylor. It's good to see you, Bonita. She was at 30, and then Ron came in at, 33. We'll call it 33.
33. Ron. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. Don't get mad at me if I know you and I'm forgetting. But if I don't have your information, will you go ahead and send it to me like within the next 5 minutes or so?
He said to go ahead and round it up to, 33. Okay. 33.
33. So Ron, if you're new, and I don't think you are, in fact, I'm almost certain that you're not. But folks, I'll tell you what, the longer I do this and the more names I get, I do sometimes begin to forget. So if you're new, send me that email tonight so that I can make sure. Oh, you're the elephant lamp guy. I know, but I haven't sold that. Yeah, we have spoken. I don't know if you have won anything before. So if not, Make sure you send all that information.
He said he purchased the elephant lamp before.
No, he didn't. I didn't sell that elephant lamp. He's
Okay.
talking about.
Unless he emailed you about the elephant lamp. I don't know.
No, I didn't sell that lamp. It's still down in the basement, Ron, but I haven't forgotten you. Well, even though, yeah, I know. It's all right. It was 33 and it was Ron. Okay. That's still downstairs, Ron. I'll get it up here one of these days. Okay, it's your turn. Sorry for all the extra.
Okay, this is going to start at $24. I know it's an older replica. This is not a period piece from the Civil War. These are reproductions made, but they were made long ago. Not. I'm not talking like the 80s or the 70s. These were made earlier, up to the mid-century. But these are replica water canteens, similar to those in the Civil War, all wood with metal banding. And if you look at some of the pristine ones that were done, the material used on these is usually like an ivory or a white. This one's a little older. It's starting to age a little bit. It's got some fraying here. Oops, let me get rid of Ron's comment. It's got a nice little wood. I guess that is cork. No, that might be wood. All metal and wood, other than the material holding the cork. And I'll try to show you as much detail as possible. Wood and metal banding. It's got some age to it. I found one comparative listing. Scott, you're gonna love this. They said, you are bidding on an authentic reproduction. And I'm like, how can it be an authentic reproduction other than it being actually handmade at some point? And I can see where they can kind of confuse that. But when I think of authentic, I mean, like our friend in Tennessee, who is searching for thing in old privies in the Smoky Mountains. Those to me are authentic. When you find an old belt buckle or shell or a medal or button from the Civil War piece, that's authentic. I would never call a reproduction authentic. Maybe authentic to or true to the design. But let me show you the age of the wood. I know it's hard to really tell, but you can see the wood that's been banded. I don't know if we have any more bids on this or bids at all. And just look at the details here as I spin it around.
Yes, you have a bid.
The banding and then how it's placed. Like I said, we move this along. I'll put that in there. And I will count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I do that. We do that for the lag. Oh, we did have a bid. Oh, yeah. Robert. Okay, great. And we'll wait for Karen to stop. And there's a stop. So Robert, back in the day, finds this is going to Louisiana. Thank you for your bids. Or bid. That's a nice piece. Unusual when I saw it, and I just had to grab it, and now it's yours.
$14. Pick the one you want. This is an offer up for choice So the high bidder will pick the teapot of their choice, right? You only get one. The second highest bidder, we offer you the second pot for your bid. So $14 is where we start. Both of these pots are in very, very good condition. They're clean. They do not have any cracks. This pot has a tiny, tiny little inner rim chip right on the inside. Do you see that? That is no bigger than a chiclet. A chiclet that your granny pulled out of her purse when you had to sit next to her in church. So there you go, or on the subway. They are small pots. This one is made by Shawnee, probably in the late 30s into the 1940s. It has a hand-painted flower on it and a really neat Art Deco design. Can you see that? It's 9 inches in length. So these are small pots. See, 9 inches from side to side. And that's a cute little Shawnee pot, which only says USA on the bottom, but it is a Shawnee piece. And then the second piece does not have a label on it. And I've got a feeling it's Crooksville or Hall or somebody. It's that wonderful old yellowish, sort of like a vellum glaze. And it looks like poppies on there, floral. Very typical of the 1930s. And looks just like a very nice little, again, 9 inches span here across on that teapot. So this is a decal, whereas this one is hand painted, but they're both charming from the Depression era, and it's $14 to pick the one you want. Do we have any bids? We don't.
We do. Terry's in at 15.
Terry at 15. Okay, so right now we're going to count it down, and if Terry is the high bidder, he picks which one he wants. We'll give you just a second to see if we have any other interest or any questions. I'm looking for questions. If there are any, just shout out and tell me. As I said, they are clean. There's very little crazing. Almost, in fact, I don't see crazing, but probably if you got out in the sun and with a magnifying glass, you might find some. There aren't any tea stains, excuse me, or staining on the inside. You can see how nice and clean they are. I'll let you quickly see the inside of the other one. So ready to be used. Okay, we'll count it down. High bidder picks the one they want. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll see what we've got, who we've got. I see the stop, and I will hit refresh.
I think it's Crazy K.
It is Crazy K at 35. Crazy K, would you like the blue flower or the poppies? Just play along with me if these are poppies. I know that's some kind of a blue flower. Blue flower or poppies, Crazy K?
Poppies.
The poppies. Okay, that goes to Crazy K, and the price is $35. And so we now identify our second runner-up. Or our first runner-up, I guess is what you say, right? Second place would be Terry Trahan at 29. Help me out, my good friends. I think it's Terry at 29.
Yeah.
So we'll ask Terry if he would like the blue flower pot, and if Terry would not, we shall move along. So we'll just wait and see if this is the one that Terry was interested in. And then, hi, Dee. Hey, Carmen.
Hey, Dee. I don't. We're waiting for Terry to see if he wants the other one at 29.
Right. I'll keep my eyes on the chat. You want to go ahead, David, and move along? I'm watching for Terry. We'll see. We'll give him a chance at 29. And if Terry says no, then we're going to move along anyway.
Okay.
Okay. So
you keep an eye on that, and of course we have help if we miss anything.
Yeah, we're watching. Okay.
Okay. The next item I have.
Yep, I see it. No worries, Terry. We're gonna we'll bring it back and we'll offer it again in a little bit. Thanks, everyone. Sorry.
The next item I have is starting at $25, and this is a jewelry box. It's a top hat. It's a porcelain, great enamel paint. I don't think it may be cold paint. I'm not sure. It's too good to look like that cheapo cold paint, but this is definitely porcelain, and it has "Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat." When you find some, I've seen this one before, and it was sort of damaged. I think something was wrong with the hinge, and the rabbit was missing. The rabbit comes out, but there's a little double stick tape holding him in so he doesn't fall out, so no one loses him. So you have a nice little porcelain bunny that can be removed. There's just double stick tape in there, padded tape to keep him from getting lost. Well constructed little jewelry box. Nice little top hat design. It measures 2.5 inches tall, closed. Of course, it gets shorter when you open it.
That's cute.
And this is just something little fun to have on a dresser or a shelf. Toss a couple of rings in there. Who knows?
That's cute.
Just well made. And see the banding. There's a nice little bow on the banding here. And I don't know if there's a bid. Markings on the bottom? There are no markings on the bottom. No mark.
I don't see a bid, but I'll hit refresh.
Oops.
Don't see one. I guess you can always bring it back. When I bring back
Okay, I will count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, there's the bottom. I'll show it again. There's not a marking. But very well made porcelain. There's a stop. I don't know that we had a bid though.
I didn't see one.
Okay.
Okay. How tall are you? You are 10 inches tall. You are 10 inches tall. You are in excellent condition, and you start at $15. A beautiful floral etched candy jar, circa 1930. Quintessential gift item from those days. Enormously popular. Hundreds of different molds were made. This is a fun thing to collect. I have a small collection of them. And I only buy them when I see them, like at flea markets or estate sales or antique stores, because it's a fun hunt. The nice thing about the crystal is, you don't need 5 of them for every season. You just change the candy and you're right in style. So get ready for your conversation hearts. After that, your jelly beans. I guess you smush deviled eggs in there for 4th of July.
Ooh, deviled eggs, yes.
No
Keep
pet
them
food.
out for a week.
So it's a beautiful glass jar. It is fire polished, and it has those typical etched flowers on there, which is nothing terribly special. We see that as one of the most common etchings from that time. There's the lid, which does not have chips on it. That has no chips on it. And you will almost never find one of these marked, because the glass companies that made these, I know of none that put marks on them. They may have been paper labels, but you don't actually see anything. But we're talking about those wonderful American glass companies, 15 or 20 of them, and they all made candy jars and candy boxes. It was quite the fad in the late 20s into the early 40s, and then this shape disappears. Like
So ballpark, how many do you have in collection?
Me? Surprisingly, I've only got maybe 12, but I refuse to, because it's more fun this way, buy them online. I want to actually find them. That's the fun part for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm not in any rush to have a massive collection, but I do keep a hold of them when I find them. So we'll count this one down. Is my girl D here? Is she mad because I keep making memes out of her, and then I don't? And she has to hear about it after the fact. Terry has a high bid, I think, of 30, and we'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fill it with black jelly beans or spice drops. Or paprika.
And Mo 513 is your winner for those at $34.
Oh, wait a minute. Merkel 5123. What? Who?
Mo 513.
Oh, I'm sorry. That name I think I know, but it's okay. Mo and 35. Oh, 34. I got it. 513. Okay, thank you so much.
34, yeah.
And Terry, you just missed it. Thank you for placing your bids. Jacqueline, you just missed it. 513. Mo at 33. Thank you very much, everyone. At 32. No, what was Mo? We'll say 32. Was it 32? Okay.
Yeah, Mo 513 at $34. You got it?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So the last of, I have another black glass base. Insane. Exit stage right.
Yeah, he outbidded himself. I thought so.
Is it 32? Did they outbid themselves?
It's
Can
fine.
you look at that, Scott?
Yep, I got it. We're good. Keep going, David. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Got it.
This one is from Westmoreland. It's got its sign on the back. Show the bottom. Show your bottom. I'm showing my bottom.
Not with this many
sure
people.
how well you can see that. That's Westmoreland. It's got 3 feet. This was maybe one size bigger than the Fenton I had. This one is, the open platform here is 3.5. The overall width at the widest point is 4.5 inches wide, starting at 15. I think I have a start at 15. Yeah, this is starting at 15. So, oops. Poodle's in at 20. And these, like we showed earlier, Scott showed earlier, if you have a nice blue stretch vase or a purple dark amethyst bowl, console bowl, or orange, something seasonal, even carnival glass, or just a nice console bowl. These look, they make your item pop. And like I said, the bottom of your bowl needs to be no wider than 3.5 inches to fit on this one. Again, this is Westmoreland, and I will count it down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'll wait for the stop on that one. Karen's going to have the stop for us. And there's the stop. Sandra Garcia is at 55 on that one. Thank you, Sandra. And let me make my little note. She must have a bowl ready for that riser. Thank you, everyone that was bidding. I appreciate it. And we'll go to Scott.
Okay. For the arts and crafts lover out there, I've got 2 books and you get both of them. That's right. Whatever the high bid is tonight, both books come your way. They're clean. They do not smell like a basement or an old cigar. They don't have silverfish creeping around inside of them, and they didn't get rained on. You can actually sit in your bathrobe in your nice chair and read these, and they'd be lovely. They're both about the arts and crafts era. One has its dust jacket, one does not. The one with the dust jacket, these are both nice large books, and it's $10 and you get both of them. Just take a cool, am I going to knock the whole kitchen sink down? Let's take a look at the inside. Beautiful color pictures. Isn't this a nice book? Lots of narrative. I see Newcomb College pottery. You have textiles and glass. You have pottery and, of course, furniture. There are going to be lots of interiors. Frank Lloyd Wright. Oh, there he is. Speak of him, and there he pops up, right? So some lamps. A nice, lovely book on the arts and crafts movement. And that book, very quickly, I promise you, that has about 134, about 140 pages. It's $10 for both books. The other book is called The Arts and Crafts Style. And it also, no one has written in these. There's no pen or ink. And again, lots of narrative. This one is more on the furniture. More furniture in this. And I'll tell you what. Remember the big arts and crafts craze of the 1990s, and a whole bunch of furniture was manufactured in the arts and crafts style? Well, you'll know the difference if you go out. The arts and crafts furniture has fallen off a bit. It's lost some value, but it's a good time to collect. If you've always loved and cherished this type of furniture, you know you got an old craftsman bungalow. You can furnish them now much more reasonably than you could even with authentic furniture. And I don't think the Stickley has really lost its value. All right, after all of that,
we're at $20 now.
I sit back down. Oh, and that second book, again, the nice big hard, I guess like almost coffee table size books. This one has about, somewhere close to about 200 pages. So there we go. Arts and crafts, love it. And we'll count them down. The high bid right now is 20, I think. And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the 2 arts and crafts book, you get both.
You had several commenting that they love the old dust and must smell of old books.
Well, I apologize. The dust and must smell. You'll have to get your fix somewhere else other than these. These are pretty clean copies. I'm sure
Attic Fair Vintage is your winner at $20.
I'm sure you can find something dusty and musty in a neighborhood near you. I'm sorry, who is my winner?
It's on the screen. Attic Fair Vintage.
Got it. Thank you, Attic Fair Vintage. When are you going to start doing your videos, girl? Okay, $20. Thank you, Attic Fair.
Yeah, by the way.
What?
I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm starting this little beard thing. I'm going to try this out for a little while. See how that goes. Okay. Y'all set, Scott?
Yes. Thank you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. My next item is a glass vase. I believe it's an Imperial. It's from the early 1950s. This measures 10 inches tall. This is starting at $15. I'll zoom in for a little detail here. Yeah. Nice heavy vase. Someone said we look great with the beard, Scott.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Scott always looks good.
Oh, no. Thank you for the compliment. It's smoke and mirrors these days.
This is an item that you can have in your house. Just don't invite anyone like Colonel Mustard or any of those characters that ends up using this as a weapon. I like the little stair, these stairs, as they call stair pattern, as they call these.
Yeah.
Depending on whether it's a lamp, like a 3-stair lamp, deco. I like how they mix this pattern with a little touch of deco.
Yeah, I love transition pieces. You can see that whatever company they weren't quite ready to get rid of the old EAPG, but they were starting to jump into the geometric.
Right.
I love that.
This is the item I found with that lot of Pink You Stink I shared with you last weekend or a couple of weekends ago in the basket. I found this little mother load of pink glass, and this was actually the first item I found.
You do have a bid.
And I will count this down. Again, this was 10 inches tall, Imperial glass vase, and I will count it down. 10, 9. Yes, Mrs. Butterworth, Professor Plum, and Colonel Mustard. 6, 7, 6. No chips. No chips, no issues. This is a hardy, good piece of glass. No chips, no cracks. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll wait for that stop. Again, thanks for everyone that joined us tonight. We're not quite done yet. We still have a little bit of time left. And there's the stop and a cemetery channel is the winner there. You're new to me, but that's fine. Just email me below at vintageuprisingtx@gmail.com, and I will write that down. Just bear with me a moment.
Yes, a cemetery channel. David, a cemetery channel at 25. And welcome cemetery. Oh, it's me, Florida Golden Girl. You changed your name. David.
Oh, okay.
She says it's me, a Florida Golden Girl.
It's me. It's me. It's okay. We changed our names. We're all from the Lollipop Guild. We represent the Lollipop Guild. Thank you.
Not to get into it now, and let's not get into it now, okay? But let's talk a Florida Golden Girl, because I'm going to need to make sure that if this is a temporary change or a permanent change, so I know. But don't do it in the chat. We don't want to do that. So that I'll know during the next sale. Look, I've got 2 lamps from the 1930s. And these lamps are electric lamps. $30 is where we start, and they stand 10 inches tall. They're sweet little American-made pottery lamps. Now there would have been felt on the bottom of this, but the felt was ripped off when they were rewired by someone other than yours truly. The cords are fine, the plugs are fine, and there's no damage. There aren't any chips or cracks on these little boudoir lamps, made of ceramic and hand painted, cute little hand painted. It's a soft white, almost like an aged ivory. And then there are some gold details and some cute little hand painted flowers. Looks like old wallpaper from the 1930s. And so it is a pair of lamps. And if we go all the way up, you have nice old warm brass sockets. No cheap, brand new, shiny things made somewhere else and put on. Nice, good old sockets. Perfectly working condition. And you supply your own shades. Now, come on now. If you're interested, place a bid, because you know I'm going to move on zippity-doo-dah. I don't see any bids. I'm not trying to force anybody into bidding. But if you do see something you like, place a bid. What did I tell you? 10 inches tall on the 2 boudoir lamps. The backs, the sides, the bottom, the top. I see no bids, so I'm going to give it just another second, and we'll wool. And that might be the last. Oh, I'll bring that teapot back. Okay, we will. 10 inches tall.
10 inches, I believe, right? 10 inches tall?
10 inches, yeah. Because that's 9.
Yeah.
On me.
Okay, you have one bid at Mary Ellen Newsom at 20.
Well, but we started out at 30 on them.
Oh, 30. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So that wouldn't be a bid unless
that's a typo. These need to be $30.
Yeah, we're starting out at 30 on the pair. So we'll let you see. That's the cord you can see. It's a modern cord. This would have had those old cloth cords on there. Okay, so we start at 30, not 20, so we'll just wait and see. Okay, Mary Ellen. All right, boudoir lamps. The high bid right now is Mary Ellen Newsom at 30. Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline B's at 35.
Sorry. I thought someone was at my door. Sorry about that. So we'll count the... I better go check.
Somebody's knocking at your door. Somebody ringing the bell.
Yeah, it was a strange...
Somebody knocking at your door.
Okay, sorry. So we'll count them down. Sorry, everybody. I think the high bid is 30, 35. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I bet it's that squirrel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It might be the land shark. You better be careful.
What? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I would put those pop on bulb shades on there.
Well, that's the only type of shade you can put on there because there's no harp. They have to clip onto the light bulbs. Yeah. Yeah, they.
So Jacqueline B is your winner at 35.
Okay, let me put that down. Let me get this. Let me get Jacqueline B because I want to make sure. Thank you, Jacqueline, 35. Jacqueline, if you're new to me, will you send your information? And Ron, I got yours, and someone else, and the other winner. I'm sorry, I got you, Jeremy. I got yours. So Jacqueline, if you're new, I can't remember, but if you are, would you send me your information now so I won't have any problems getting that
Okay.
invoice out.
Do you need to check your door?
Well, you go ahead. Aren't you selling something else? You're not?
I am. So I'm gonna ask, and just bear with the chat because there is a lag. But I want to ask you, good folk, if someone would want another riser. This is a larger one I have. This one's Ellie Smith, and this one measures. The interior is just inside 4.5. So let's call it 4.25. It's almost 4.5 on the inside. To be for a larger bowl. Or I have these depression pink stems. Now what's unusual, it's got an acorn on the stem, so that's throwing me. I'm not sure the pattern's throwing me. I have a set of 4 of these. So it's either 4 of these acorn stem depression glasses, and these are 7 inches tall, or I can do one more riser. So it looks like I have 2 for the base. So if someone wants me to do the stems, let me know, but I'll go with the base. This base is starting at 20. This one's Ellie Smith. So earlier, the small one, we had Fenton. The medium one was Westmoreland. This one's Ellie Smith. Same. You get some sunlight on it. It's a deep, deep, deep purple. This is starting at 20. And I see Poodle Inn already at 26. Again, this is, let's see, inside just over 4.25 here. The overall width is 5.5 inches wide. 3 foot again. Tammy's blue tape, her lovely blue tape, lovely. And a lot of you have purchased bowls in the past, and these are wonderful to make a nice little pair or marriage on these bowls. Poodle's at 40, Terry's at 45. I'm just going to keep rotating this a little bit and watch the bids. This, by list, this is my last item, but I do have the glasses as well if anyone's interested. And then Scott and I have a couple of items that we're going to bring back, I believe. And yeah, they're on fire, Ron. These are hard to find. I mean, you don't, these probably the first thing that broke moving, and people just you don't see them. I mean, I find them stacked and hidden, and I grab them. In my personal collection, I have maybe 9, and there's about 6 that I have. I'm selling 3 tonight, so I will count it down. Sorry, J. Marie. Terry was in first at 50. They're hard to find. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll wait for Karen on the stop. Hopefully the land shark did not get Scott.
No.
Thank you, everyone that bid. And we'll wait for Karen to stop. And it looks like Jan Marie, oops, got that last large riser. And I do have those stems if anyone's interested in those with the acorn stem. And
I will.
Did you have?
Well, I'd like to ask Jacqueline B. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so nice to have new folks. If you will, I'm actually keeping my eye on the email now. Jacqueline, the information to reach me is on the screen below. If you'll go ahead and send me an email now while we're still on the air, I will continue to refresh my inbox, making sure that you and I get connected tonight. So I just need to do that to make sure we get together. Okay, and so now I do, but let me do this though. I should do this very quickly. We do have a couple of minutes. Only because I said I had these, and I don't know if anybody's waiting. One of them has a small chip on it. We'll do this quickly. 1930s, 40s Art Deco refrigerator dishes made by Hall, Hall, exclusively for Westinghouse. And we start out, we're going to go fast. Where are we going to start? $15. You get both of them. One of them has absolutely no damage at all. You get both. And look how nice and clean. This is Hall, China. Look at the bottom. Made exclusively for Westinghouse by Hall. This is a refrigerator dish. I love the color. Look how Art Deco that lid is. It's super califragilistic. All right. I didn't measure them, but they're, 5 by 4 by 6, something like that. They're bigger than the little tiniest ones. Then the second one, you also get, that one has a nice whack out of the inner rim of it. So, and then
the meatloaf was that good. They opened the lid too fast.
Oh, it was the meatloaf. They were knocking the doors down. And then the other one that has the damage, there's a small, right at the top, a hairline crack that goes down about a half an inch. Can you see that right there? But you don't see it from the outside. Odd. Usually you see a crack on the outside, but not on the inside. But little tiny hairline crack at the very top. Certainly still very usable. So the two refrigerator dishes in the Art Deco style with the ribbed lines. If you turn, all right, you got to get you have to get if you turn the lids right, you can see that the lines, well, I've got it backwards. It must be the other one. Anyway, should we count you want me to count them down? I'm trying to get you to see the ribs on the sides for the Deco lovers. We'll count them down. I think we have a bid of 15, so there is an opening bid. It looks like Pamela Fahrenheit? I can't see it. Is it Pamela Fahrenheit or Celsius? 10. We're going to count it down.
Fahrenheit.
Hello? 10? No, it says flurry felt, I think. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. She probably ran away now that we're making fun of her name. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll see who the winner is on these two 1940s Deco refrigerators, and that's it, unless anybody wants that Shawnee teapot. And we'll just, if anybody does, go ahead and let us know. Let it snow. Ouch. Did Jacqueline?
I have Pamela at 18.
Okay. Pamela who? Is it just Pamela?
Flummerfelt.
Oh, all right. Hold on for a second here. Hold on.
Of the Hampton Flummerfelts.
Oh, instead of, didn't they live next to the pinkest girl up in Jersey City? All right, look, I'm still waiting for Jacqueline B. Jacqueline, you won these lamps for $35, and I keep checking my inbox, and I don't have anything from you yet. Pamela Fleurenfelt, what is it? Fummelfelt. Flummerfelt. Would you
Farmfeld.
email me as well, since you're new and I can get connected with you tonight? If you can do that for me now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gonna see if we get those emails tonight. Pamela. David, are you counting up? You counting everything up? I'm trying to look.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to add. Pamela, oh, you emailed me. Okay. You can get me off. Let's go back into the inbox. Don't have it yet, Pamela, so I will keep hitting refresh. Sometimes folks, when they write to me, they forget to put Old Curiosity Shop 99 at Gmail.
Don't forget the 99.
Don't forget the 99 Luftballons.
I love that quirky song.
99 Javaklieg. We're going to wait another minute and see if I'm still waiting for
one of our friends here say, hey, you got to hold on to the good stuff. Sometimes you got to hold on to it. But next month, Scott, as I mentioned, is our 1-year anniversary.
Yes.
Of the Two Chaps live sale. So I'm going to preview a little something that will be for sale. It's a collector's item.
Ooh,
I like it. I'm not in love with it. But for you that hark back to the old RCA collectibles, the old Nipper Bank will be available next month. Let me get big. I'm gonna get big here, right here, Scott.
You go right ahead and get big.
Here's old Nipper. Karen's like, oh, I can't believe you're selling that. Yeah, it's like I handle him very gently because it's that old flock material on metal. It's on metal. And the collar is great. Of course, he's a coin bank. He's got a little issue here, but very, very minor issues considering how old this piece is. And there's the stop, his little RCA stop. The Radio Corporation of America. Sometimes that's missing. So flock material on the cast metal, and he will be available next month. So go ahead, take a picture of him. Screenshot. He's coming next month. So there's a little tease for him. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yes, bear with me, good folk. Why don't you sing a sea shanty or something? I'm typing right now to Pamela Flummerfelt. Give me just a moment. I'll start it off with "Hi ho, me hearties." Now, David, take it away. Oh,
what am I doing?
Wanting. Well, if you can't come up with a sea shanty, give me just a moment. And then I guess I could preview something. Oh, I suppose I could. I could show you some Barbie clothes. But, well, Pam, I'm writing to you. I need the email. That was ridiculous. I need the email address associated with your PayPal account. If you don't have a PayPal account, I need you to tell me that so that I can sign you out as a guest, right? And your shipping address. That's it. Your name, shipping address. If you have a PayPal account, what email do you use? And if you don't have a PayPal account, let me know. Okay.
Oh, just in case you want to copy and paste from our comment.
That was
just in case. Several of us put that there. Go ahead, Scott.
One last call for Jacqueline B. Jacqueline B, I'm going to hit refresh. I don't have an email from you yet. You're new and you won the boudoir lamps. And I so want them to come your way. And I'm sorry, but I've got to get an email from you tonight. last week or the week before, whenever it was, I had 2 new folks who won things and I didn't hear from them. So I just have to handle it that way. Come on now, Jacqueline. I know you're still out there. Did you go out to the kitchen to get another scoop of rum raisin ice cream? Come on now. Send me your information. Okay? I got to have it tonight. I think everybody understands why I'm doing that. David, you get it. Is he still here?
I'm here.
Oh, sorry. Why is the picture on me? Put it on you.
Oh, no. Oh, you're showing the other pot. Is that the only item?
Well, that's the Shawnee pot that didn't sell. So we could.
Okay.
Do you want me to throw it back up there?
And I had one item, the little rabbit in the hat.
Well, do you? Okay.
Just in case. Go ahead.
14. This is 14. We're starting at $14 on the Shawnee pot. Are you? I'm not really sure what's going on right now.
No, are you setting the bid again?
I can. Is it back to me again? I'm sorry, my screen is doing very strange things. Anybody want this pot? $14. Here we go. $14 on this Shawnee. You've already seen it. So come on now. If there's $14 on the Shawnee little tiny teapot. I love the Art Deco style on that. It's 9 inches across. Yeah, I'm not sure why everything was jumping around there, but here we go.
That my bad.
And no, it was lovely. Okay, nobody is placing, but of course, as soon as I take it down, someone will jump in. 14 on the Shawnee teapot. I don't see anything. Okay. No? David? Nope. Okay.
I don't see
your turn.
a bid for that.
Yeah, and that's the second time we've had it up. We'll come back. We'll have tea another night. I'm still waiting to hear from Jacqueline. I got you, Miss Fraunfelter. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to get your name right, Pam. Flummerfelt? Yes, Flummerfelt. I know
everyone asking if I'm checking email. I am not checking emails now. I trust you. If I don't get it, you don't get your item. That's the only thing.
Now, David,
I have 2 more sales this week, so
that makes me sound
no
like
worries.
I don't. Now, hold on there, Buster. That makes me sound like I don't trust them. And guess what? If you're new, I got to hear from you tonight because I got smoked. The last 2 times I've gotten smoked by new people who don't send me their information. And then I'm trying to run a business here. So if you're new, that's the way it goes.
Okay, I think Pamela is got it fixed. Okay.
Got what fixed?
She says, yes, you got it. I don't know what that means. Okay, it went through. Jacqueline B. She didn't get a bounce back, so maybe you received it. This is always the fun part of the show.
Let me see. Oh, that's backwards. We're done selling, aren't we? We're just doing nuts and bolts now. Right, David?
All right.
What are you doing?
No way.
I'm pulling up my friend here.
What? No way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Hold on.
this was the only item left. And it was a rabbit in a hat. The rabbit you can remove the rabbit. It's on double stick tape, so we don't lose the little guy. And this started at $25 if anyone's interested. Porcelain, nicely painted, nicely constructed, not heavy, so the shipping won't be bad for you. And of course, that will ship very carefully so it doesn't get to you. in any damaged way. So, oh, thanks, Karen. You didn't need to do the start. That's fine. I'm not going to hold it up. It's there. If you want it, email me. Put it in the comment after this video will post. We are at 9:09. So again, we thank you for joining us tonight. This was the 11th. Yeah, the 11th. Two Chaps.
Really? So, hold on for a second, though, if I may. Pamela, no, there's that echo again. I have your email, and Jacqueline, I have yours. So thank you so much. I got emails from both of you, and I'll answer your questions as soon as we go off screen. It's just address, your address, and I've got to know the PayPal email address, which is not always the same one as the one from which you're writing. Sometimes people don't realize they use maybe a different email address when they set up their PayPal account, and it's not the same as the one they use for email, then it won't work. So if you have a PayPal account, I have to know your PayPal email address, or tell me that you don't have an account, and then I'll send you a link where you check out as a guest.
Carol's in out of bed at $14.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. She put in 14. So I want to know what she's bidding on.
That's a pretty good lag.
That's a pretty good lag.
Oh, insert Scott's cat typing. We did okay. Hey, David, we got through.
So what's your plans for the week, Scott? More posting, more shopping?
I'm waiting for, let's see, what's going on with me this week? More of everything. Tom, the technician, will be back for Wednesday to finish repairing the furnace in this old house. And,
okay, Carol, what's your teapot? Did it sell?
No, there were no bids.
Okay, well, that did sell?
No, this did not sell because there weren't there. This was like 10 minutes ago, and it got no bids.
I think Carol may want that one.
Carol
Verbeers.
Is this what you're?
She's a regular buyer for us for sure. I think Carol wants that one.
Okay, then Carol, we'll put that you have the high bid in for the Shawnee teapot, and we'll count it down so that anyone else can have a chance at the last moment. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why are you waving your hands?
Carol,
Dave?
you want it.
Huh?
Ding, ding, ding.
What are all those numbers Jeffrey put in? I don't understand.
Jeffrey's counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Told you, Carol. Okay, Carol, send Scott your info.
Wait,
is Carol oldcuriositysshop99@gmail.com.
Is Carol new to me? I believe so.
She's on the up. She's buys regularly from Tam Tam.
Okay, but Carol, I don't have your information. So if you'll go ahead and send it to me, that'd be great. Let me see what your last name is so I can spell it right. It's just Carol. Oh, I see. Verbeerst. All right, Carol, thank you so much. I'll look for your email.
Well, again, thank you, everyone, for helping out and assisting where needed. Jeffrey, KP, others. Also, Karen with the start and stops. Thanks for keeping us on track. Like I said, someone made a comment. I forgot who it was midway through the sale. I think it was on the 5th or 6th item was that Dave and Scott don't fool around. They really bring it, and that's the point. We try to give you some pretty good items. Some things are different. Some things we normally would maybe just go straight to an eBay store or whatever. We do it to share, and we want you to enjoy these items as well. So,
and listen, David, we wouldn't have been able to keep this up without everyone watching. So it's been a great year. We have a 1-year anniversary next month, and we didn't know we were going to do this once a month for a year, but it's a lot of fun to do it. And I find myself specifically looking for things just for the two chaps. I think we're trying to cultivate a certain, I don't know, I'm not trying to sound pretentious, but I look for specific things just for this show. You let us know what you want. Do you want more deco? Do you want more Victorian? Do you want brass pottery? Let us know. Don't be afraid to let us know, and we'll keep our eyes out while we're out there shopping.
Yeah, that's the idea. And like I said, just for a little preview, I have some Pink You Stink coming up. Maybe this week, maybe next week, maybe next month. I have tumblers, these, and of course these acorn stems that are baffling me. And you never know. Tune in to every sale, even if you don't plan on buying anything. You never know what you see. That's the fun of when we go out and source, and we go to our favorite shops and little haunts where we find some of these items. 90% of it is the fun of the hunt. But I am always surprised at something I find that I've never seen before, and just shocked at sometimes at the quality. And I always wonder. I mean, to the benefit of you that buy out there that support the channels and small business, it's to your benefit that I can't believe how did this end up in a thrift store? Or wherever. How did it end up here? Who got rid of this? Wonderful, wonderful items, but you never know. That's life. So we bring it to you. We try to bring you some really good items. So not to get too wordy or go crazy. Just we try to bring you some good items and to share it. And we're happy that you're happy with them when you get them.
All right. Well said. Thank you.
Okay. So with that, Scott, I thank you for joining us on our channel. Next month, it will be on Scott's channel. And we'll send all that info. Just as a reminder, Tammy and I will be live tomorrow, Central, 2 o'clock for a sale. And then Tammy will be back in the saddle on Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Central. And for our Vintage Uprising Texas. So maybe there'll be some weird hats or wigs involved. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you, everyone. Round of applause for everybody, for Scott.
All right. Good night. Round of applause.
And we're going to call it a night.
Reverse.
And thanks again, everyone.
Toodles. Toodle oodle noodles.
Say good night, John Boy.
Good night. Wherever you are.